Welcome back, folks. I am going to show you a little bit of Shadow Tomb Raider, how I've used the benchmarks to show the difference between a gaming PC, like a Windows based, compared to, let's say, an M1 Mac Studio computer. It almost fell off. I had to fix the camera. Anyway, here's a 10-minute video of different formats that I did on the Windows PC, and then you'll see it at different resolutions and at different anti-aliasing also. And have a nice treat at the end where I did a true 4K at 4096 by 2160p, and with all the settings up high with the SMA-T2X or whatever it's called, the highest level anti-aliasing. You'll be surprised at how it performed. So this is dealing with the AMD Ryzen. Let me get this right. The 3900X with NVIDIA RTX 3080 Ti. And I think the brand, what is it? It's a Gigabyte. I'm sorry. So anyway, here's the movie clips. I just want to show you ZFC close up. So ZFC and the Now, what you see here is the S95B in the background, and the camera that recorded all the video files is the Sony A7C, and I got it at a -2 EVF or 2 EV exposure compensation. But anyhow, enjoy it. It's by the way, it's a 24 millimeter on the full frame A7C. It's the 2.8 kind of like pancake lens. So they made a trio of the 24, the 40, and the 50. And I usually have a 40 on there, but I used the 24 for this video. And if I go back to the ZFC on a wide field of view, you can see the camera right here. It's right next to me. So anyhow, let's go to the movie. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just muting the sound so you don't get an echo. As you can see, I have it on Ultra on this PC. It is 3080 Ti from Gigabyte. I got it at full settings right now. And you can see the counter on the upper left. Now the reason why I shot it with the Sony A7C, besides being full frame, I just wanted to test out the camera, see how it does on video work. It looks pretty good. It was in focus most of the time. Sometimes when booting up on the letters it didn't focus, but it stayed pretty focused most of the time. Also the fact that when I try to record internally with the Ecamm Live software, with the new Apple update, it shows more stuttering. And as you can see here, it's not stuttering at all. So I don't know what happened, but I had to go to this route where I recorded on the Sony A7C and then did it this way. So it's okay. I would rather prefer it through the software, but it was stuttering so bad that I decided not to utilize that. So after there's an update or I get an answer, this is what you'll see. Now I can play this game on the Apple, but I would have to do it, I think, at the highest resolution is 2560 by 1440. I have run it at 1920 by 1080, but that's on another video that I'll post up. But as you can see, sometimes it's in focus, sometimes not. But mainly it's a good picture quality. You know, Sony A7C is doing a good job. And now that was the end of it. Now you're going to see the settings. So as you can see, it's Ultra 16X. It's 100. It's the 3900X 12 core. And it's only GPU bound by 41%. And that's what got me. It's like it's on 4K. And the GPU only used 41%. So that shocked me. Usually it's about in the 80%, but I think my processor was fast, or if you'll notice, when something like that happens, the processor is too slow. I don't know, because on this benchmark right here, and when you get to the end of it, you'll see it is also 100%. And I lowered it from 4K to 2.5K. So that tells me that the CPU is the bottleneck if it all stays at 100 frames per second. Now I had this in film mode on the Sony A7C, and it had an automatic setting of a -2 exposure compensation. So, but it kind of matched the, this was the S95B, the Samsung 55-inch QD OLED that I recorded off of. And the graphics look fantastic. I don't see any stuttering at all. So if my voice sounds hoarse, I'm getting over a cold. It's breaking up. I'm still coughing, but it's not as bad as before. So I apologize for that. So you can see the counter on the upper left-hand corner. Doing it this way is not perfect, but it's at least you don't see any stuttering or juddering. And this was at the 2.5K. And it's still at 100. See? So the monitor was at 120. Average FPS was 100. So it's cut off on the right hand side, unfortunately. But you can't see all the specs. But anyhow, I'm going to 1920 by 1080, and we're going to see if we get it faster. I don't think so. As you go down lower in resolution, see it's only 44%. So as you go down in lower resolution, it's supposed to get higher frame rates. But if they're all stuck at 100, that means that the processor is the bottleneck. I can move my screen, I think, a little bit more to here. Down there. Yeah, I can't make it. Yeah, I can. I can make it smaller. Nope. Huh. Making the screen bigger. I can't believe it. Never been able to do that before. Especially when recording. Yeah, it's at the biggest part right now. How about that? Yeah, we got another benchmark after this, and this is the surprise. So you see it's at 99. So it went up at 2.5K and at 4K, 3840 by 2160. But this is where I'm surprising you. Now it's at 4K, 4096 to 2160. So let's see if I get a higher GPU, which is at 44%, by doing it at this 4K. And the monitor is at 120 hertz. Now I have gotten it to 144 hertz, but then I was having artifacts and other stuff, so I put it back to 120 hertz on the Samsung. But this is the shocking part right here. At 4K, true 4K, this game performed admirably, especially with this graphics card. I could never do this on the Mac. I can play the game on the Mac, but you know, the game is still the same. The graphics are pretty good, but it's 106. You know, look at the FPS. It's just unreal. So I'm going to hide from here. And I'll see you after the video. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy this. It was interesting to find out that the game runs well on the PC. And the next video I'm going to show is how it performs on a Mac. And I have two videos. One is at 1920 by 1080, and the other one is at the 2560 by 1440. And on the third one, I'll compare. Do you see the difference between the 1920 by 1080 and the 2560 by 1440? I run it at 120 hertz. I run it at 60 hertz. You might see a little bit more of, you know, how pictures are frozen. They stick and then they judder a little bit. So once I moved it to 60 hertz, you'll find out that, hey, leave it at 120 hertz and it performed better. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please give me a like, subscribe. Any questions, just write in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. As always, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, goodbye.